Chad Schimmel here at Turner's Warehouse, back with another video. And today I'm going to be looking at the XTool D1 Pro laser. Now, full disclosure, they sent this laser for free, which is good because I have zero interest in it as far as needing a laser, because I have my big space-taking huge laser that I use all the time. But for you guys and the pen making and turners and things, I want to see if these home use lasers are worth a dang. I've done this before. I feel that I can give you an honest, legit experience because I don't have a vested interest one way or the other. So I'm going to open this box up, I'm going to set it up, and we're going to play with this thing. Let's do it. Okay, quick first impression here. This is packaged really nicely. Now this may seem silly, but to me, when a company packages stuff well, I think they care about their product and they don't want it to be broken or abused when it gets to you. This is very nicely done. It's got this high density foam, and look how everything is laid out. So I feel like we're off to a good start here, because a company, when they, from China, the stuff you get that's just thrown in a box, they could care less whether it works right, whether it's a good quality product. When they package like this, they have to spend some effort and time. And this, to me, looks like they spent effort and time. So I'm actually kind of jazzed that it's well packaged, as silly as that may sound. There again, nicely done. Okay, quick start setup guide. This looks like it's going to be a little more assembly than I've done in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this for you so you don't have to see or listen to all this assembly. Now we are in business. However, I did not match those up. Oh, oh. Okay, so that works. Continue time lapse. Okay, before I fire this up for the first time, assembly was pretty easy, probably took about 20 minutes with a couple of interruptions, so that's no big deal. It was really simple. I did miss one page. I must have had two pages stuck together. I had to go back just to plug in some stuff, but really easy to assemble. It's pretty cool. It looks like, to use the rotary, I just was reading the instructions, you unplug one cable at the control panel here, or whatever you want to call it, circuit board, which controls your forward, backward, and that plugs in the rotary there, and that's how you use the rotary. Now, obviously it's kind of short, so they sent these plugs, which you can use individually, or you can double them up for double the height, and they make the thing taller. So that's kind of a cool feature for engraving larger material. What I like about this so far, and I haven't used it yet, but what I like about the idea of it is you can set it over something or on a big table or something and then adjust your Z height so you can do bigger pieces than what'll actually fit in the laser. Now obviously you can only engrave the size of the laser, but still you could put a cool little logo on a big table or sign or whatever. So let's get this thing, I'm gonna get the software on the computer and I'm gonna give this thing a try. Okay, so I've got it all powered up. I grabbed a laptop and I downloaded the XTools software. It's called XTool, I keep saying tools, but it's XTool Creative Space. So we're gonna use it for the first time. The cool thing is in the manual it says you can use Lightburn. I've used Lightburn for a number of years now. I don't know anything about the XTool Creative Space, but Lightburn is like $40 a year or for more than that, I don't know. But Lightburn is great. So I would recommend Lightburn, and you could try the free stuff first, but Lightburn is really good. So I will say the assembly was easy. From what I can tell, you don't have to like set limit switches and do all kinds of other stuff that you do on more advanced machines. So this is a lot easier to use. I downloaded the software, I plugged it in. It said connect via USB, which I had connected, and the machine is connected to the computer. So it was super simple. In the past, my experience with Chinese lasers and other things has been you got to figure out a lot of stuff for yourself. So they've made this really easy so far. I just went into their library in the XTool Creative Space and pulled out a little drawing. So I'm going to, from what I understand, you just set this to the material. That's why it wouldn't go down all the way. Wrong thumb screw. I have it turned forward to the camera, so I'm looking at everything backwards, and I was using that thumb screw instead of this thumb screw scope. So let me lower that to there. I don't know how this works, so let's just hit, I'll do like 25% power. Speeds, I don't have any idea what this will cut, so I'm gonna just pick a relatively slow speed. I'm gonna hit process. Okay, it says laser module movement, 20 millimeters each direction, speed 50. Estimated less than 1 minute. So it gives you a framing complete. The framing function is ready. Press the button to start framing and press again once more to perform. Oh, okay. So that's good. That just shows you the material. So if you had a big piece and you hit the corner, you would know that avoid fire risk, handle materials with care. So it's engraving. It says do not leave it unattended. Now keep in mind, I'm not doing this with any experience. This is the first one. So obviously, it took 14 seconds. Obviously, I have a lot to figure out in feeds and speeds and materials. So it did engrave, but not very much because I did such a light pass, I guess. Here's the other thing I'll tell y'all. With my tools, my laser and other things, I just like to turn them on and use them. I don't like to learn the technical aspects of all of it. I don't know what my lenses are and whatever. If I need to replace one, I figure it out, replace it, and then I usually forget till the next time. So if you're looking for technical, the steppers are this and this and that, I'm not your guy. I'm just a guy who wants to use it for what I want to make and then move on. So that's what you're kind of getting here. Oh, this is good. You can change the origin from the corners to the middle, which I like to be able to do depending on what I'm doing. Try it again here at a slower speed. Yeah, it's doing fine. 2% is nothing on the laser. On my big laser, I think the minimum I do generally is 10 or 15%, and that's a 130 watt laser. This is a 20 watt. So big difference in power. Oh, it looks like you don't have to frame it every time, which is good, because if you know your spot, there's no need to. Oh yeah, much better. So power is key on the settings. What I'd recommend doing from experience is figure out the different materials you're going to engrave, practice with them, and get a sheet and write them down. I use about 7 different materials, maybe more. There's no way I could remember them, especially if I go any time in between using them. So I have a cheat sheet on my laser that I just say, okay, I'm using 1/4 inch birch ply and I want to cut it, this is my setting. If I want to engrave it, this is my setting. Look at that, much better. So this thing is super simple to use. I think there's a lot of potential with this, and we're going to do more videos on it, but this was just a quick setup. First lasering, I'd say I was open box lasering in 45 minutes, which is pretty incredible. On my other machines, I bought a Chinese laser off eBay 15 years ago, more, maybe less, I don't know. And boy, I spent days to get the first laser engraving to come out because there was zero help. It was in a foreign language when I got it. I had to figure out how to reset it. So there's a lot of help on the internet, but company like XTool and some of the others, they've made it really easy for you. So things have come a long way in a short amount of time. Again, I was given this machine, but I have zero interest in it. So I feel like I'm a good reviewer because I'm going to review this, I'm going to play with it, I'm going to make some videos, and then I'm just going to give it away to one of you guys watching. So take it for what you want, but I have no interest in keeping it because I have my big machine that I'm comfortable with and I use for production. But I thought this would be a great way to review these for the home user, somebody who has a smaller space. Like if I was in my garage, this is the kind of thing I would want. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. In the next video, we're going to talk about ways you can make money with this because I think there's some good ways.